Hello to all of you out there. Thank you for your kind support. As of now, I actually have 46 subscribers. I'm not sure where all of you are coming from, but thank you for your support. So, it's a great encouragement for me. So for today, I'm making a video to also encourage all of you to use Codesys more often. Okay, so now, without further ado, let's begin with our Codesys project. So the agenda for today is actually for you to um, okay, 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 to create visualization templates so that you can quickly copy and paste your different function blocks across the visualization so that you quickly make your can quickly save time in assigning variables to your visualization as well as to implement changes easily. For some of you who are already aware of this technique, I will also be tying it on to how you can implement inheritance to make it even more efficient. Yes. Okay. So if you already know, you can skip to the end of the video where I'll do the demo. Okay. But for now, for those who are unfamiliar, okay, let's start by creating a template first. Okay. So now, okay. No, sorry. Let's create a function block. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, okay, let's just say that you have a uh, you need to create like an indication light, okay, to represent to track the sensor signal whether it's high or low or medium. Okay, so I mean this is a tracking the sensor value is something that's common throughout all of the all your sensors. Okay, probably not just tracking only one type of sensor, probably many. Okay, so having a indicator light would it where you can easily bind to your sensors, it would be particularly helpful. Okay, so once you can start by creating a node. Okay, and then after that you can will let's just say we can put a random input. Okay, maybe you want to know what's the ID of that node itself. Okay, and then to control the color itself, right, we can create some variables. Okay, over here I'm created a constant variable so that I only need to call the variable color green, color amber, color red to easily change the color. Okay, so that you do not need to self-define, and for the next person reading the code will be able to read it easily. Next, okay, maybe I want to create a alarm signal and a warning signal. Okay, okay, and maybe I want some. Okay, and I will be creating a value to store, to display. Okay, yeah, maybe a value for the sensor that I'm interested in. Yeah, and then maybe a string to for any extra words. Okay, as well as background, whether I want to change the text color and background color. Okay, so now so if you remember from my Codesys tutorial, right? Okay, sorry, my inheritance tutorial, uh, code that is actually being run in the main block will not be inherited. Okay, so since I'm going into inheritance later, I will not be doing any code here. Instead, I'll be creating similar ways to call the function, to activate and change the values here using the methods. Okay, so let's just say that I want to track the alarm, I need to compare a certain value with my alarm, with with a certain threshold. Okay, and then change the color accordingly. So there is actually two operations that's needed. Okay, so firstly is actually to check the alarm. Okay, update alarm values, okay, and then you also need to change the color. So I'm making a method to change the color. Okay, so now for those who are new to using method, okay, the reason for using method is that every time method is like a function. Every time you go in, you'll be able to let's see, you'll be able to refresh the variables. So every time it goes in, it's actually something that it's fresh. Okay, so over here I'm adding in code. I'm sure you can read it by yourself. Oh, I realized that my camera is out of place. That was a wow. Okay, so anyway, so what I have over here is actually a alarm values. Okay, so I start by refreshing my values, okay, on my main node to be false before I actually do a check on each of the individual. Use a for loop to go through the different values that I'm checking for. Okay, so but for some of you, if you have noticed, the way I'm declaring the array is slightly special. Okay, so why is it that I declare? So you see this star over here. Okay, for those who are familiar with Linux system, very often star is used as a placeholder, or is basically it to symbolize that it can take in any kind of input. So let's just say that you have many different kind of sensors, and it's very hard for you. You can't exactly define how many values you're interested on that sensor itself that needs a threshold value. So can you really control this? No, not really. But Codesys allows you to use a variable sort of input method, so I can actually put in an array of a variable size. Okay, yeah, can so that you can track different number of values for the different sensors. Okay, so I'm sure okay, so I actually learned this technique somewhere else in another video, but I forgot who is the source, so I'm sorry if I'm copying from you. Okay, so now, so over here you can see, so for this code, right, when you're using this variable size arrays, you must declare it as a in out. Okay, because it uses a pointer. Okay, but and then just to be safe, right, you can also, when you're determining when you want to know how much you need to iterate through the array, you can actually call this function upper bound, which will help you check for the maximum value that was declared for the size of the array. Okay, so this is for you to, yeah, okay, so this is for you to check. I'm checking the upper bound. Yeah, so if my array is actually 1 dot dot 5, then my upper bound will return 5. Okay, yeah, so this one actually just represent the dimension that you're interested in. So for example, if you're creating a array that has 2 dimension, like 1 dot dot 5 comma 1 dot dot 3, yeah, then you can, this will be useful in determining which one that you want to look at. Okay, so as of now, we'll go back to start. Okay, so lower bound is, yeah, just like upper bound, it's the other side, whether you start from 1 or you start from 0, or if you're crazy enough to start from some random stupid number. Okay, so but don't worry, if you doubt how it works, you just try it yourself, it will work. So for update node, haha, I'm gonna copy it from somewhere. Okay, I'm not very sure how all the other streamers do it, typing it all on the spot, but let's not waste time on this. So over here in update color, what I'm actually doing is I'm just checking whether my bit is set, and then I change the color accordingly. Okay, it's a very simple and note that this color, by using a variable, I can change. I can change the shade of the red as and when I feel like it, and I don't need to go back and hard code everything. Okay, hard coding is a terrible practice. Please do not follow. Okay, so well, and then okay, and then why not? While I'm at it, since I actually have a string, I will also display the value out to show the any people who are interested. Okay, so let's go with an display string. Okay, and then okay, for true flexibility, maybe I will just use, instead of hard coding it in which value I want to show, I can do it in a function so that I can change easily from my main program. Okay, so I'll take the value. If I define my input properly, I will just show whatever value I'm interested in. I'll just show the one value that you're interested in showing to the main HMI system. Okay, and then also again, just now you saw I can also do a text color as well. Okay, why I'm not using the main one, cause it's just to show different methods. So if I actually do come back and change this, it will be quite troublesome. Well, but anyway, just to show you both ways works. Okay, so now once I go into my program, okay, I will create a DP node. Okay, maybe let's call it a display node. Okay, and then maybe I will need a array check. Okay, let's just say that screw it, let's just copy from my other program. Okay, let's go. Okay, so over here, okay, so I instantiate with the node, I'm gonna instantiate the node out, okay, with the maybe a ID value of 1. Okay, and then we will just create a update alarm. We'll update the alarm with a with a array of size 03 lah, just as an example. Okay, we can come back and change this array size, and you'll see that the whole function will continue to work. Okay, and why is it? Oh, okay, my name is different. I guess so. Okay, so now this is just a very basic way of doing it. So now how do you actually, now back to the crucial topic, how do you actually create a frame? Okay, so let's just say this, you can start by creating a visualization. We just call it a, let's say a node frame. Okay, so from the node, okay, you create a new visualization. Okay, and then what you begin with is actually you can create an object of that sensor that you're interested in. Okay, so let's just I'm gonna call mine frame as well, cause I'm not very creative. Okay, and then I'm actually expecting a node to be applied to this frame. Okay, and then I will create okay, so you'll see that, okay, I'm putting a circle as an indicator. Okay, and then let's see, and I can also put in a string, right? Yeah, can put in a string inside. Okay, let's just say since I have since I have a what's it called? I have an update on the ID. I have an input for the ID, right? I can also instantiate. I'm going to show which sensor this is with the ID. So let me go to text variable. Okay, where's my text variable? Here. Yes. Okay. So when you're instantiating the value, okay, remember this is your main program. The variables in main program. What you want to use is the variables from the frame itself you declared within the visualization. Okay, So where's the ID? Yes, here you go. Yeah, good. Then maybe I can create another one, okay, for the values that I'm interested in. Okay, so %s. Okay, why I want to use string is because it gives it more flexibility, given that the oh what's that thing again? Yeah, since that you might be using float. Okay, sorry. Anyway, I was distracted. You might using okay, you use string, which gives you a bit more flexibility in using either float or decimal or other kind of data type like byte or hex or whatever. Yeah. Okay. So but I don't think it actually works. But anyway, it will give you the flexibility between byte and between integer values and float values. Okay. So then what else do I want? Oh yes, my node color. I almost forgot. So let's just say, where do I apply my node color? Yeah, okay, so this is the border. We are going to apply the node color over here. Where is my background color? Yes. Okay. Okay. So with this, I think you create a very simple node that you can use to display a value, display which sensor it belongs to, and indication on whether it's triggering alarm red, yellow, or green. Okay. So now back as you go to your main page, okay, your main visualization. To implement the frame, you can go to the basic, okay, and then see you are able to add this node frame, and here you go. I realize I'm gonna turn off my camera. What? Okay. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna turn off the camera. Not very useful. Okay, sorry. So anyway, when you're on the node frame, do know that you can define which object you're linking to this frame itself. Then it will show the corresponding values. Okay, I'm using dp1. Okay, and here you go. Okay, so you can notice that the frame actually scales accordingly to the size that you're displaying it to. Also note that, for example, if I drag it over here, if you're using a bigger space, yeah, it will cause the frame to be distorted. Okay, so one thing I like to do is actually to keep the frame as much as possible near to the edge, so that there is minimum amount of distortion. Okay, so there's no blank space. You will just control the blank space by yourself on the main page. Okay, so now to program the value, go double click the device, scan, make sure you're downloading the correct device. I'm using a TX700D. Okay, from Turk. Okay, it's a HMI/PLC from Turk. Okay, please buy it. Just please buy it. It's very useful. Of course, you can use other things. Yeah. Okay. So now. Okay. So now once I run, let's check out the visualization. Oh, okay. That's good. Green. I am green. Okay. So now, okay, we can check out the visualization. Okay, let's just say that, okay, currently I have an alarm. Okay, my warning will trigger when it's past 10, and my alarm will trigger when it's past 100. Okay, so let's just say that if I want to set a value of if I go past a value into the warning zone, you see, warning. So let's just say that maybe if I want it to go into alarm, okay, You see, okay, change accordingly, showing the value as well. Okay, does it work with only one? Okay, we can max it out. Okay, does it check? No. Yeah, and I write it in. It still works. It's checking through all the different array. Okay, so this is how you make a very simple indicator. Okay, with the values and a color indication. Okay, so now how do I actually bring it into a object oriented as promised? Okay, so with the same technique, so to bring it is actually not that fast. Okay, so let's just say that I have a, okay, if I bring up my camera, you'll see that, okay, in my setup, right? Let me change my camera. Okay, yes, okay, you can see my setup on the right hand side. Okay, so what I have here is actually my PLC, and I actually have a cabinet sensor that detects distance from the node itself, and I also have a vibration sensor. Okay, so I have two different types of sensor, and I'm interested in different types of, and I'm actually interested in different values. Okay, so this is a project that I created in advance. Okay, it's actually using the same nodes. Okay, the same display string, update alarm, and node color. Okay, with the same one. And I also created a function block, okay, to actually help me to, with an extra method, to decode, okay, my values from the actual values from the sensor that's coming through the Modbus TCP or Modbus RTU. Okay, so yeah, so by using another function, so with this function I decode the meaning behind the values, and then by just extending, okay, the node that I created, I also have access to the different functions, okay, the different methods that was created earlier, as well as I can also undergo a kind of a polymorphism. Okay, so basically I can, in my actual visualization itself, okay, I can also call a node. Okay, I can also call the frame, and I can declare my frame itself as the sensor. Okay, what does this mean? Okay, so okay, even though this is an object of a node class, I can use my sensor as well. Okay, so sensor 1 is actually my CCM50, which is the cabinet distance door monitoring system. Okay, sorry, not door monitoring, cabinet monitoring system. It monitors temperature, humidity, and distance to the cabinet door. Okay, so even though it has extra data, I am still able to adequately, it's still valid for me to declare it as a display node. Okay, a DP node, as I call it. Okay, so I also can, the same technique, you can also implement it for my second sensor, which is my vibration sensor. Okay, sensor 2, which is a QM30 VT2 from Banner Engineering. Okay, so and in this function, I have a lot more values that I'm interested in. Okay, high frequency vibration, or peak vibration, temperature, or velocity, acceleration, yeah, all of this. Okay, maybe I don't need to use all of it, but I'm actually using 5. Okay, I'm comparing 5 different values. So over here, you notice that this is where my variable size array input comes into play. Okay, so I have two different type of sensor with two different number of values that I am interested in. Okay, I have 3 here, and I have and I have 3 here for my CCM. Okay, so will it work? Oh wait, before, let me, okay, just for the fun of it, I'm going to put in my pictures as well. Yeah. Okay. So this is image pool. If you do not know how to image pool, you can go YouTube. There are actually fantastic tutorials on how to use it. And also, also fun fact, you can also use PNG files on it with transparent background. Okay. Yeah. So this is how. Okay. So here you go. So later when I load the code in, you will notice there's a slight difference in the visualization. Then run. Okay. You'll see on my visualization, hey, can see that my node is, oh yeah, my node is actually has a picture, has a white border. So this is because I'm using a JPEG. Yeah, but then if you use a PNG, it's also able to render the transparent background as well. So it makes your visualization looks a lot cleaner. Okay. So anyway, let's just see that. Hey, oh. Okay. Can see if the door is closed. Okay. From my door sensor, if the door is closed, the alarm is green. But then if you move away, the alarm will start to go warning. And then I move even further back, there will be a red. That is for my door sensor. Is it working for my vibration sensor? Yes, it is. Okay. Then if I don't shake, it will go to a much smaller level. Okay, I'll just put it on the table. My vibration threshold is put too high. Okay, then you'll go back to green. Okay, so that's all. Okay, I hope you're interested. I hope this interests you in using Codesys more for its capabilities in doing OOP. Okay, so thank you for listening. Have an awesome day.